Now the whole earth had one language and one speech. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there. Then they said to one another, "Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They had brick for stone, and they had asphalt for mortar. And they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city, and a tower whose top is in the heavens. Let us make a name for ourselves, lest we be scattered abroad over the face of the whole earth." Verse 5. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the sons of men had built. And the Lord said, "Indeed, the people are one, and they all have one language. And this is what they begin to do. Now nothing that they propose to do will be withheld from them. Come, let us go down and there confuse their language, that they may not understand one another's speech." Amen. So the alignment in the Tower of Babel is wrong. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So the language and the speech, I really thought this was neat. So at that time, the language and the speech were the same. So language is, as you may already know, the words that we say. So for example, croissant. Several different languages say croissant. They'd call it croissant, right? So, but the French are going to say croissant differently. So the way that you say the words is your speech. The language is still croissant. I say French croissant, the English say croissant. But the French speaker is going to be more croissant, croissant. It's a different way that they're going to say croissant. And I'm not French, so it's maybe use a different example if I'm Irish. Croissant, it's more English. Croissant is going to be different. You're going to say it differently than you would if you're coming from a different place. But them, the language, the words are the same, and they sound the same, the way they say it in speech. Versus, if I'm in the South, right, I may say the word like y'all. I may say y'all like there, but then someone else in England or even in the northern part of Illinois might say y'all. What are y'all doing? This sounds totally different than what someone in the South was saying. Y'all, what are y'all doing? It's different. So again, that's the speech. But theirs was completely the same. And they were all together in one place. All together in one place. Amen. So they're settled together. So they have this idea, as we said, to build bricks and tower up to the sky to make a name for themselves. And they believe this. Is so interesting too. And how many of us have this if we have an idea it's not of God? They believe that by doing this, they're going to stop God from doing what he wants to do. I laugh because it's like, it seems so simple because we're looking at it from the outside in. But how many times do we do this? How many times we have this idea, well, I'll do this and then I don't have to do what God's saying. Like Jonah, well, I'll go to Tarshish, then I don't have to go to Nineveh. God is everywhere. If you go to the hills, he's there. If you go to the sea, he's there. God is everywhere. As David said in the Psalms, you can't escape God. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing we can't escape. So God sees their plans and confuses their language because he knows nothing's going to be impossible for them. And this is a bad idea. We don't want, it's so good that God stops us from us. Isn't that so good, people of God, that God is stopping us from us? It's like, no, this is a bad idea. You don't want to do this. I'm going to stop you from you. And that's such good news that God is doing that. So thank God he confused their language. And so he scatters them. He does the very thing that they were afraid of happening because that's the best thing for them. And God wanted to protect them because their plan is foolishness. The plan is not a good plan. So he's confused them and now they're scattered. Amen. And this is an example of pride. We talked in a previous lesson about the dangers of pride. It causes us to fall. Amen. Pride goes before destruction and haughty spirit before a fall. So pride is also a spiritual blocker. It can block us from really receiving deliverance like we need, receiving the words of God. It's a blocker. It just puts up walls because God opposes the proud. So we have to guard against demonic plans before and after promotion, but especially plans that are laced in pride. I've seen anything that's like, we're going to make a name for ourselves. We're going to work on this project, and this is going to make us better than everybody else that's doing this. It's going to spread the gospel. It's going to bring in people to souls for Christ. Okay, but it's going to make us better than everybody else. It sounds like pride, making more highly of ourselves than now. Look about the spirit of something, because someone could say something wrong, but the spirit behind it seems a little off on that. So we want to watch the root of it. We want to watch the spirit behind it, rather. But The people after the flood, they're here and they're doing this idea, and again, God stops them. So the enemy wants to trip us up and cause us to lose that promotion, and he doesn't want us to get the next promotion. So he may be okay with, okay, you're here, but I want to stop you from moving forward. And that's really what the keeping promotion is really. I call it as keeping your promotion, but really it's advancing. So your keeping of your promotion is really preparing you for the next level. It's a hindering or stopping the setbacks, right? So you keeping this is really advancing you. You're keeping it and you're going up because you're always going higher in God. You're not just staying at a low level. We should be continuing to advance in the things of God. Continuing to advance. He takes us from glory to glory. So even in those still moments where it seems like, okay, you're here and there's no movement upward, you're being prepared for greater. So you're in the process of advancing. You may not have taken the next step, but imagine yourself just lifting your foot. You haven't set your foot on the step. Okay, maybe you haven't advanced to that step yet, but your foot is up. You're preparing to step forward. You ever tried to take a step without moving your leg up? You're just gonna walk into the next step. You're gonna literally go like this. But when you lift that leg up to prepare to go to the next level, you're going to advance. Your leg is up. And even if you have to put your foot back down because you're not ready, you made a mistake, you're going to lift your foot up again. You're going to go to the next level. You're going to the next level in God. You're going to the next level in Him. And that's what takes you to the next level. And everywhere else in your life is going to the higher with Him. Amen? So you're just imagine yourself, I'm lifting up with God. He's taking me to the next level in Him. That should be our goal. I don't care how many promotions you get. You want to advance in the things of God, in Him. You want to advance in God. You want to advance in Him. Amen. Nothing else matters. We want to advance in Him. Advance in Him. Advance in Him. Amen.